My name is Dr. Calvina Ellerbe. I'm still a college professor, but I got really interested in making sure I wanted to connect what I was learning academically to the real world. Actually, my husband started my business, Ellerbe Essentials, because we wanted to help families get back to the basics. And having families that are thriving and parents who can connect with their children and love on them was the way you can do that. And so I decided to get my parenting coaching certification with my husband's support. And so I've been doing that for 2 years and it has gone very well, thanks to Jai, because I've had the opportunity to really believe in myself and push myself past the limits that I might have set for myself with Jai and my husband, because he was like, you have to do a business. You should be helping as many parents as you can. And at that time, I have 5 children. And so he was like, honey, you're really good at this. Other people needed to see it. I always say, I'm still an academic, I'm still a professor, but most parents are not going to pick up my articles and say, I wonder what the latest research with regression analysis is. And so I got really excited and I have leaned into fully being a parenting coach. Since I got my certification, I've become a TEDx speaker. And my talk on how to become a child whisperer has over 120,000 views. I'm just continuing to push loving on parents because it can be a healing process instead of a stressful, exhausting, and overwhelming journey. The way I became aware that the need for parents was there is definitely, for one, being a college professor. When I first became a professor, my child was 11 months. My first child, I had one child. I've been a professor for over 12 years. And what I noticed is meeting a lot of 18 and 19-year-olds, they were just missing so many things that I'm like, what happened? Like, I know people are doing their best, and that guiding my mindset helped me be able to connect with people in a way that isn't judgmental. That isn't, what were you doing? What's wrong with you? It's, you probably don't have enough information, and therefore I need to go get it. I've never been the type of person to say, we have a problem, so you go solve it, or that's your problem. It's, well, it sounds like I have a job to do. So if I'm complaining about it, I might as well do something about it. And so I got really engaged in, you know what, we got to support parents because I'm certain that they're doing what they think is right. They believe in what they did. And a lot of parents, in an effort to parent their children through, they overparent and they don't push their children to be able to stand on their own 2 feet or to believe that they can do it without them. And I was watching a lot of students who started out as pretty good kids get lost in trying to fit in because their sense of self was not as deeply connected as it should be. And I knew that was a role of a parent to help us learn an identity that doesn't change based on the circumstances, to learn to know who we are so well that it isn't getting lost in the wash. And so that's what I knew a lot of my students needed. And so I found myself being that for my students. And I think it's been one of the reasons why I've won so many teaching awards is I'm like, okay, I'll do my best. I'm getting you 18, 19. So it's kind of, it's kind of after the fact, but I'm gonna do my best. And a lot of students have taken advantage of that. And so I'm like, what could happen if I get them earlier? If I can talk to the parents, if I can love on those parents and connect with them with some ideas that they may not have thought about. What could I do? And it has been so rewarding because I'm watching parents literally go from feeling like they're being run over by a train to feeling like they are waking up, breathing a breath of fresh air. One of my favorite thing in my Facebook group is some of the parents saying, I literally feel like I can do this. Because if you listen to parents, they don't feel like they can do it. They give up before they start. So often they almost give up before they start. Oh, there's no instruction manual. You just got to hope for the best. And just watching my students change from that, my clients change from that to, this is doable. I got this. I have the ability to transform my life as well as my own children's lives. And that's why I love the motto at Jai is helping parents heal. because I heal people do heal people. We want to talk about all the hurt and the pain in the world, but heal people heal people. So we heal parents, we heal children, and we heal parents and children, we heal families, and then we can heal the world. Jai prepared me to do work with be a parenting coach and really build up my business in many ways. So the very first thing is walking me through the curriculum was really, really good. I already had some skills as a family demographer. I knew, I know studies. That's the one thing I'm sure about coming in. I know the research. I can talk to you about it, but being able to sit with people that aren't academics and us work through those topics and really dive in, and not just the theory anymore. It's not just a data point. These are real parents, and we were connecting in our courses, and we was talking about this whole process. And so being able to see how the process works, I love the time length of it. It's worth the time, it's worth the investment. The amount of time we could spend actually working through each module, all 12 weeks of how the process actually works, was flawless. I really, really liked it because it used research as well. Because one big thing I push as a parenting coach is education. The hardest thing about parenting is that we're using past information that may no longer be relevant in our present for a future we are not even prepared for or don't even know what it's going to be. And so we find ourselves just overwhelmed. Like, I don't know what's going on. My mama told me this, but this isn't working. And what do I do? It's super overwhelming. And so when being able to walk through that process with the instructors, and they were super engaging, super comforting, and giving a lot of information, it was just super duper helpful. And it gave me skills that I tend to not have. As a person, I am very academic. So I tend to be a really friendly nerd. I just want to read books, and I got my PhD at 28. Like, I finished before everybody else in my cohort. I'm just like, let's do this. But that's sometimes if I'm not careful, my head can be up here when real people need something. And so being able to go on that journey with my cohort, with my JI colleagues, and we were all kind of really processing through how our parenting may need to be transformed before we transform other parents. It was extremely rewarding because I got to be around other parents and say, oh, you didn't start being a parent with a PhD level understanding. I did. And so some of the ways I process the world is like, oh, everyone knows this, but they don't. If they don't. And then to follow that with us being able to, get somebody in our own family or friend, or get our own client to get us out there, that is so important. A big part of what's causing my business and my name to continue to get out there is you can't be afraid of your own power. You cannot be afraid to put your name out there as an expert. If you meet me, I'm going to say I'm a parenting expert. Do you have any questions? I'm comfortable to say that. And so watching me and my classmates become a lot more confident and just putting ourselves out there, it was incredible. And so being able to do that in the context of still getting our certification was powerful. And then lastly, so the 3 steps is perfect. And then lastly, going through the business aspect. So now you know the curriculum. Now you've worked the curriculum. Now let me show you how to build a business. Let me help you think about pricing. Let me help you think about how to promote yourself, how to structure the course. All of those things were extremely helpful for me in thinking more in a business mindset, because I knew I had something. And I think some people know that, like, you got something, but how do you operationalize that something? And it really, really helped it to be really streamlined and not confusing. And it felt like they held my hand the whole way through, instead of saying, like a lot of courses, here's the information, good luck. Good luck. A lot of certifications are very, very short. And you take a little quiz at the end and you're good and you have a certification. And I love that it wasn't that. It was transformative for us as parents, as individuals, those who weren't parents, as individuals, and then as business-minded people. And so that's how it's really, really helped me, because I'm not afraid to put my name out there. I'm not afraid to try. I'm not afraid to say, I'm the person you need to come to. I'm not afraid to push the limits that I probably had on myself before we started. So once I graduated, my husband's an entrepreneur. I started to look for ways to attract clients, definitely with his help, because I was like, okay, I got used to what they taught us in the class as far as being comfortable putting your name out there, looking at the websites and all the things. So after graduation, Jai offers a package where you can literally have a business in the box. And I took advantage of that. And I thought it was a great idea because you want to have a great presentation. So once again, Jai's holding my hand and being there with me and not just saying, good luck. And so if you want to take advantage of this, this is an opportunity for you. So my website looks incredible. It's one thing to have a skill, to have the certification. You can hold up that sheet of paper and say, believe in me. But if I can't book you, it gets a little hard. So I took, I used Calendly, I used ideas that they gave me to make sure that when people were prepared to work with me, I looked professional, I looked good, it was easy to reach me. And that helped. That was step one for me. So it was, okay, let's really, really get this in place. And then another thing is being comfortable pushing your name out there. So I put my name in the registry for Jai, which I think, again, another incredible thing that's offered is just they put my name out there as a coach. And so I did start to get a couple parents reach out and say, this is my situation. Can you help me? And so Jai once again created an environment for the graduates to be successful. That was a starting place, but I realized that I wanted to do more. I wanted to connect with more people. And as a professor and mother of 5, I knew individual clients were starting to be a little bit burdensome. And I started to attract a bit more. So that first summer, I remember I had about 3 clients that consistently paid me pretty well. And I had meetings with them every single week, which was really, really great. And it put me in a really good position to say, okay, I think I know what I'm doing. Because the more experience you have, the better you feel about what you're doing. That's just going to be a part of the journey. I think sometimes people are like, but I'm just new and I'm just getting started. And I know, but just get started. And once you get started, it's easy to kind of keep building on it. And so that's when, at the end of that year, my first year after getting my certification, I applied for the TEDx because I was just like, okay, I need to get in front of more people. And that's just important. You just have to get in front of more people. And, did the TEDx that next February because it takes months on training and practice and all the things. But I did realize that I probably need to build out something that gives me a little bit of my time back. So for individual coaching, so I end up this past year, much later, I end up writing a course in addition to that so that parents can walk through that. And so that's been really, really rewarding as well because it's self-paced and parents can do that or they can pay a little extra and get me. So, and I can walk you through it. So, and then because of the TEDx and because I keep pushing my name out there because I have beautiful cards that was set up by my business in the box, and building more and more relationships, I am now a writer for Psychology Today. So my blog is focused on the parenting playbook. And so I still get to, keep getting my name out there. And people get to hear how I process parenting in a way that can be beneficial to them. And so after graduation, I felt ready. I felt like I had something that would give me a little bit more confidence to really step out in this world of entrepreneurship that I wasn't going to feel as an academic. There's nothing academic about being an entrepreneur. And so while I had done, got that together and tenured and all that good stuff, I was just like, man, I feel confident as an entrepreneur to really step out here. It feels like the most rewarding thing I've ever done. Outside of giving birth and having my children, it feels like why I'm supposed to be here and what I'm doing this for. Me and my children, we have a saying. One thing I say in my TEDx is that the first thing I think parents should do is treat parenting like a career. And so we have a mission. And I teach parents to have a mission. What's your plan with these kids? Don't just bring them. What's your plan? And so every night I say, you were created. And they yell back at me with all the strength that they have to change the world. And I that's my mission. I just want to change the world. That's it. I have the family I want. I have the education I want. I have the career I want. But that's not enough. That's just not valuable if I cannot change somebody else's life. And so watching so many parents say, oh my gosh, I mean, I've got it wrong. I don't know how I can do this. And I don't know what to do with this child. Like, why do they do this? What's wrong with them? And just coming with these really broken ideas about themselves. I'm not a good parent. I'm terrible. My child is terrible, or bad ideas about their children. And watching them seem like the light comes on and they're able to see a way through. And they're able to ask more questions and have more confidence and engage things. And, oh, I tried this. And my child responds really well to play or storytelling or all the different things that we teach. It just feels like all I want to do with my day, to be honest. All I want to do with my time is touch another parent. Because we just need more parents who feel capable and who feel good. If you don't feel good, there is no way that's not going to reach your child. And so when you are educated, informed, and connected, it's really, really hard to not get overwhelmed emotionally when I talk about it, because it's just the most peace I feel is when I can feel like I did my part that day in changing the world and touching another parent. Because I literally wake up every day when it comes to my children, I just think about joy. I've been a parent for 12 years. My oldest is about to be 13. So I love children, obviously. Really love children. And I wake up every day and I feel a peace and excitement to just keep journeying with them. And when I watch my parents start to shift towards, another day to journey with them, I could die happy. It's the best thing. It's the best thing. I literally say to my children every single day, I missed you while you were sleeping. Every day, all 5 of them. I missed you while you were sleeping. And when you can just get excited about the journey with them, it transforms everything. And I've watched parents just get excited about, oh, my child did the funniest thing. All of a sudden, they're thinking about all the cool things they do instead of they sat in the corner and didn't listen. They didn't do what I said. Getting away from do what I say 24 hours a day to this is an individual who I'm helping through their journey instead of trying to control it.